All right, everyone, get ready because today we are going deep into the world of cuteness.
Cuteness.
Yeah, cuteness. We are going to be looking at this list of the cutest wild animals
Okay.
from the Top 10's website. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah. I've seen that site. People can vote and comment on like all sorts of topics.
Exactly. So it's really interesting to see what the general public thinks
Yeah.
are the cutest wild animals. But we are not just going to be listing these animals.
So,
We are going to unpack why they are on this list,
yeah.
what makes them so captivating, and what can we learn about them beyond just those adorable faces.
Well, I think you'll find some of these connections we uncover pretty surprising.
Okay.
Let's just start right at the top with the number one contender, the panda.
Oh, yeah, the panda.
Everyone loves pandas.
Yeah.
But did you know their black and white markings are more than just cute?
Oh, I bet there's some evolutionary advantage there. Is it camouflage or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. In the dappled light of a bamboo forest,
Right.
it helps them blend in.
Oh, cool.
And speaking of bamboo, it's pretty much all they eat,
Really?
which for a bear is quite the dietary specialization.
That's interesting. It makes their very sleepy, laid-back demeanor make more sense.
Right.
Low energy food, low energy lifestyle, kind of like our next animal, the rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit.
Yeah.
Always a symbol of like springtime and new life.
Yeah, exactly.
Their breeding strategy definitely reflects that.
Right.
But there's more to rabbits than their reputation for multiplying.
Oh, okay.
They're actually a keystone species in a lot of ecosystems.
Really?
Yeah, their grazing habits shape the landscape,
Interesting.
provide food for predators.
So it's not all just about being cute.
No,
They actually have an important role in the ecosystem.
exactly.
Okay, so cuteness with an ecological purpose. Now on to a creature that's always struck me as a miniature version of the squirrel. The chipmunk.
The chipmunk.
Those stripes, that busy energy. Are they related?
They are. Both belong to the Sciuridae family,
Oh, okay.
known for their agility and, yes, their tendency to hoard food.
Mm-hmm.
But chipmunk stripes are fascinating because of how they function in their very specific environment.
Okay.
The alternating light and dark
Yeah.
helps them blend into the forest floor.
Oh, cool.
Makes it harder for predators like hawks to spot them from above.
Like nature's camouflage.
Yeah.
Speaking of camouflage, I'm curious about the squirrel itself. They seem to thrive everywhere, from parks to backyards.
Yeah. That adaptability is key to their success.
Yeah.
They're not picky eaters at all.
Mm-hmm.
And their ability to cache food
Right.
allows them to weather lean times.
Okay.
Plus, their agility in trees gives them a leg up on both predators and competitors.
And talk about entertaining. Watching a squirrel outsmart a bird feeder is an Olympic sport in itself.
It's true.
Now, from acrobatic rodents, we are going to journey to Australia to meet the ultimate chill-out champion. The koala.
Eucalyptus and nebs, right?
Not much.
But that eucalyptus diet, it's a double-edged sword.
Oh, how so?
Well, it's low in nutrients, which is why they have that low-energy lifestyle. But it also means they're completely dependent on those trees.
Right.
So that makes them very vulnerable to habitat loss.
It's a reminder that cuteness doesn't equal invincibility. Now let's switch gears completely and dive into the ocean with the undeniably playful dolphin.
The dolphin,
They always look like they are smiling.
they do. That perpetually upturned mouth.
Yeah,
It's definitely part of their charm.
it is.
But that smile is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to dolphin intelligence.
Really?
Yeah. They communicate through complex vocalizations
Wow.
and even have like individual names for each other. Imagine recognizing your friends by name underwater.
Oh, that's so cool. And from the depths of the ocean, we are back on land with a creature known for its mischievous antics. The raccoon.
The raccoon.
Yeah. I've heard them called little bandits,
Little bandits.
and they've got those mask-like markings.
It's true. It's that bandit-like cleverness that has allowed them to thrive in urban environments.
Oh,
Their dexterity is incredible. Those hands can open latches, manipulate objects,
I've seen them do that.
and get into all sorts of trouble.
Yeah. They are a testament to how intelligence can drive adaptation even in a human-dominated world.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about being cute, it's about brains, too. Speaking of grace and adaptability, next up is the deer.
The deer.
From the tiny forest dwellers to the majestic elk, they really embody a sense of serenity.
They play a crucial role in their ecosystems, too.
Oh, how so?
Their grazing habits influence plant diversity.
Okay.
They are a food source for predators like wolves and mountain lions.
Right.
It's a delicate balance,
Yeah.
and deer are a key part of that.
A balance that is often disrupted, sadly. Now on to a creature that evokes some strong opinions. The sly fox.
Yeah.
Some love them, some fear them. Why do you think they spark such a debate?
Well, foxes occupy this interesting space, between wildness and our own backyards.
Yeah.
They're so adaptable, able
Yeah.
to thrive in urban environments,
Right.
which brings them into closer contact with humans.
Right.
And their intelligence,
Yeah.
that cunning we often associate with like tricksters and folklore,
Yeah.
it makes them fascinating, but also a little unsettling.
I see. It's like we admire their smarts, but we're also kind of wary of them at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, this next animal on the list is one that really surprised me. The slow loris.
The slow loris.
They're undeniably cute with those huge eyes.
Yeah.
But I learned something new. They're venomous.
Isn't that interesting?
A whiz.
They're the only primate with a venomous bite.
Wow.
And it's thought to be a defense mechanism
What?
against predators. They actually lick a gland on their arm to mix the toxin with their saliva.
Oh, wow.
Creates a pretty nasty surprise for any would-be attacker.
Talk about a hidden superpower.
Right.
It makes you wonder what other secrets these seemingly harmless creatures hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Moving on to the newcomers category, we've got the charismatic meerkat.
the meerkat.
Always a crowd pleaser.
Oh, for sure. Their social structure is remarkable.
Yeah.
Living in tight-knit family groups in those harsh African deserts,
Right.
they have to rely on cooperation to survive.
Mm-hmm.
You'll often see them standing upright on what's called sentry duty,
Oh, yeah.
scanning for predators while the others forage.
Right.
It's a true testament to the power of community.
It is. And their inquisitive nature, those little heads popping up everywhere, it's hard not to find them endearing.
I know.
Now, our next newcomer is one that definitely sparks debate. The skunk.
The skunk.
Yeah.
Cuteness versus that smell, right?
Exactly.
It's a classic example of how our sensory experiences shape our perceptions.
I see.
That black and white coloration,
Yeah.
it's a warning,
Oh.
letting predators know they've got a potent defense.
Right.
And that spray,
Yeah.
incredibly effective, targets a predator's sense of smell and can cause temporary blindness.
Or maybe we should admire their confidence.
Hey,
They're not afraid to stand their ground.
not at all.
Okay, ready to dive into the contenders category?
I'll do it.
This is where we see a wider range of animals and some interesting discussions about what makes something cute.
Yeah, it's subjective, isn't it?
It really is. And we start with an animal that embodies both beauty and power. The polar bear.
The polar bear.
Yeah. Those fluffy white cubs
Oh, they're adorable.
are undeniably adorable,
Yeah,
but they grow up to be apex predators,
that's right.
perfectly adapted to one of the harshest environments on Earth.
It's true.
It's a good reminder that cuteness doesn't negate an animal's wild nature.
Exactly.
And speaking of powerful predators that evoke a lot of strong emotions, next up is the wolf.
The wolf.
Yeah.
Wolves are fascinating creatures.
Uh-huh.
Highly intelligent,
That's
social,
Yeah,
and essential to maintaining healthy ecosystems.
right.
But their portrayal in, like, folklore and pop culture
Yeah.
has often been very negative,
Well,
cast them as villains.
Yeah.
It's led to a lot of misunderstandings and, sadly, persecution.
It really highlights how our perception of an animal can be shaped by stories rather than facts, and how important it is to really understand their ecological role.
Absolutely.
Speaking of ecological roles, our next contender is the prairie dog.
The prairie dog.
These little guys are more than just cute.
Oh, yeah.
They're ecosystem engineers.
They really are.
Their burrows create habitats for other animals.
Ah,
Their grazing influences plant diversity.
right.
And they're a food source for predators.
It's true. They're a keystone species,
Wow.
meaning their presence has a big impact on their environment.
It's amazing how such small creatures can have such a big impact.
I know, it's pretty cool.
Now, for a splash of color, we have the parrots,
Parrots.
those vibrant feathers,
Yeah.
and their ability to mimic human speech
Right.
have made them popular pets.
Right.
But I imagine there's a lot more to them than meets the eye.
There is.
Yeah.
Parrots are incredibly intelligent birds
Okay.
with complex social structures.
Really?
And that mimicking ability,
Yeah.
it's not just a parlor trick.
Right.
It's a sign of their cognitive abilities.
Right.
In the wild, they use vocalizations for communication, social bonding, even recognizing individuals.
Wow. It makes you appreciate the intelligence hidden beneath those bright colors.
It does.
Now, this next contender raises some interesting questions.
The cat?
Domestic cats are beloved companions.
Yeah.
But how do they end up on a list of cutest wild animals?
It's a reflection of those blurred lines between wild and domestic,
Don't they see?
feral cats, those living and reproducing without human intervention
Right.
can have a big impact on ecosystems,
Oh, okay.
particularly on bird populations.
It's a reminder that even our most beloved pets have wild instincts
Yeah,
that can have some unintended consequences.
it's true.
It's a complex issue for sure. Now, for a relative of the panda that's equally adorable, but maybe not as well known, we have the red panda.
The red panda, these little guys are arboreal.
Arboreal, so they live in the trees.
That's right, spending most of their time up there.
Okay.
And like their giant panda cousins, they have a fondness for bamboo. Their reddish-brown fur, bushy tails, and playful nature make them a delight to observe.
I bet.
Sadly, they're also facing threats because of habitat loss.
It seems cuteness can't always protect animals from human encroachment.
Unfortunately not.
Speaking of magnificent creatures facing challenges, next up is the tiger.
The tiger. Tigers are the largest of the big cats.
Wow.
And those stripes,
Yeah.
they're more than just beautiful. They provide excellent camouflage in their forest habitats.
Oh, cool.
They're solitary hunters,
Uh-huh.
and their presence is a sign of a healthy ecosystem.
Right.
But sadly, they're endangered because of habitat loss and poaching.
It's a reminder that our fascination with these animals should translate into action to protect them.
Absolutely.
Now, for another powerful predator with a fascinating coat pattern, we have the jaguar.
The jaguar.
Jaguars are the apex predator of the Americas,
That's right.
and their rosette markings are as unique as fingerprints.
They are.
They're so strong and agile,
Yeah,
able to take down prey much larger than themselves.
it's true. And their presence is vital for maintaining that balance in their rainforest and wetland habitats.
It's like nature's own artwork,
It is.
and it's so important to preserve.
Absolutely.
Now let's travel to the high mountains of Central Asia to meet the elusive snow leopard.
The snow leopard.
Snow leopards are perfectly adapted to that harsh, high-altitude environment.
Oh, yeah.
Their thick fur, large paws, long tails all help them navigate the snowy terrain and hunt prey like mountain goats.
Right.
But they're also facing threats
Yeah,
from habitat loss, poaching, and climate change.
it's true.
It's a reminder that even in the most remote corners of the world, human actions have an impact.
A big impact.
Yeah. Now, for a rare and stunning creature, we have the white lion.
The white lion. White lions are actually just a color variant of the African lion,
Oh, okay.
with their white fur resulting from a recessive gene.
Interesting.
They're incredibly rare in the wild,
Yeah.
and their striking appearances unfortunately made them a target for things like trophy hunting and captive breeding.
It's a sad irony that their unique beauty makes them more vulnerable.
It is.
We need to shift our focus from exploitation to conservation.
I agree.
Speaking of adaptable felines, our final contender is the puma.
The puma, also known as cougars or mountain lions.
Right.
Pumas have the largest range of any wild terrestrial mammal in the Western Hemisphere.
Wow, that's a big range.
It is. They're incredibly adaptable, able to thrive in a variety of habitats, from mountains to deserts.
Uh-huh.
And as a top predator, they play a crucial role in regulating prey populations.
It's amazing how a creature that's so versatile can be so misunderstood.
Yeah,
They're really a testament to feline adaptability.
they are.
But we've got one more contender on this list,
Okay.
and it's one that brings us right back to our own homes.
The dog.
The dog. It's an interesting inclusion, isn't it? It
It
is
would-
on a list of the cutest wild animals.
Right.
We have the animal that's most associated with domestication.
Right.
Makes you think about how we define wild.
And how our relationship with dogs has kind of blurred those lines over thousands of years.
Absolutely. I mean, they descended from wolves,
Yeah.
but through selective breeding, we've shaped them into hundreds of breeds.
Right.
With different appearances and temperaments.
It's true.
It's a reminder that our actions can have a profound impact on the evolution of other species.
And that domestication is a two-way street.
Oh, how so?
Dogs have adapted to live alongside humans, of course.
Right,
But we've also adapted to them.
right.
They've become a part of our families, our work, our emotional well-being,
Yeah,
a partnership unlike any other in the animal kingdom.
it really is. Now, our final animal on this list takes us back to the primate world. The monkey.
The monkey.
Those mischievous antics.
Yeah,
Their intelligence, their complex social structures,
it's true.
they really do hold a mirror up to ourselves in a lot of ways.
They do. They're a source of endless fascination for scientists studying primate behavior and evolution,
Okay.
and their diversity is astounding. I mean, from the tiny pygmy marmoset to the massive gorilla,
Right.
They've adapted to a wide range of habitats and lifestyles.
It's a reminder that monkey is a very broad term,
Right.
encompassing a huge variety of species, each with its own story.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
sadly, a lot of those stories are intertwined with human impacts,
Yeah.
like habitat loss, the illegal pet trade, and disease.
Sobering thought, isn't
It
it?
is. We've spent this whole deep dive exploring these captivating qualities of these animals.
Yeah.
Their cuteness, their intelligence, their unique adaptations.
Mhm.
But that appreciation needs to translate into action.
Yes.
We have a responsibility to protect these creatures and ensure their future.
We do.
So as we wrap up this exploration of the cutest wild animals, I'm left with a question for you, the listener.
Okay.
What makes an animal cute to you? Is it those big eyes?
Yeah.
A playful demeanor? A certain vulnerability?
And how does that perception of cuteness influence our actions?
Right?
Does it make us more likely to care about a species, to want to support conservation efforts?
Yeah.
Those are questions worth pondering.
They really are. Because ultimately, cuteness is in the eye of the beholder.
It's true.
But the interconnectedness of all living things,
Yeah.
the importance of biodiversity, the need for conservation, that's something we can all agree on.
I agree.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and keep exploring those wonders of the natural world.